Let's talk about the most powerful conversation you'll ever have. The one that happens before you even say a single word. This is all about how you can go from being completely overlooked to totally unforgettable. Seriously, have you ever walked into a room and just felt like you were wearing an invisibility cloak? It's a really frustrating feeling, right? Well, this explainer is all about how to finally take that cloak off for good. Here's a fact that kind of changes everything. People form an impression of you in seconds, way before you've had a chance to speak. It all comes down to the subtle, nonverbal signals you're sending out. These snap judgments are happening all the time, and today we're going to break down exactly how you can take control of them. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about that invisible force field that's all around you, your energy. It's the vibe you give off the second you walk into a place, and trust me, it speaks volumes.
This idea sounds simple, but its impact is huge. Your posture, the look on your face, how you move, it all comes together to set the tone for any interaction. Our brains are just wired to pick up on these cues instantly. It's why we naturally feel safer and calmer around relaxed people and a little on edge around someone who seems anxious.
So look, on one side, you've got these anxious cues, a really tight stance, eyes kind of darting all over the place, looking distracted. These signals subconsciously tell people to keep their distance. But on the other side, you've got magnetic cues, a relaxed presence, being attentive, a genuine spark. The truth is, people are just drawn to someone who seems grounded and comfortable in their own skin, not someone who looks like they're desperately seeking approval. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you actually control this vibe you're putting out there, especially if you're feeling a little nervous? Well, there's a super simple, actionable technique you can use anytime, anywhere. Here it is. It's called the 10-second shift. Before you walk into a room, just pause. First, take 2 slow, deep, grounding breaths. Really feel your feet on the floor. Second, lift your shoulders way up to your ears, and then just let them drop and relax completely. And third, consciously soften your jaw. We hold so much tension there without even realizing it. These 3 little things instantly dial down the visible tension and shift your entire presence. All right, so once you've grounded your energy, the next piece of the puzzle is making sure your body is telling the same story. It's really easy to fall into what I call the body language trap, and that can totally undermine all that good internal work you just did. These are the big 3 subconscious signals you want to avoid. Crossing your arms basically screams, "Stay away." Eyes that dart around can signal that you're uneasy or just not interested. And fidgeting, tapping your fingers, playing with your hair, that stuff broadcasts nervousness loud and clear. These are the cues that make someone think twice before approaching you. But hey, the fixes are just as simple. First, try holding eye contact for just 2 or 3 seconds longer than what feels normal. It creates a real connection. Second, consciously open your torso. No crossed arms. Keep your hands where people can see them. It's a universal sign of openness. And third, just stop the fidgeting. Give your hands a job, even if that job is just to be still at your sides. And here's a little bonus tip that actually makes a huge difference. People notice your hands. It's a subtle thing, for sure, but calm, visible hands and clean nails communicate a sense of self-care and attention to detail. It just adds another layer to that polished, confident first impression. Okay, let's pull all of this together. It's time to talk about your transformation and just how fast you can put all this stuff into practice. Remember this number, 30. You have less than 30 seconds to tell your nonverbal story. That's it. In that tiny window of time, the techniques we've talked about, grounding your energy, opening up your posture, can completely change the outcome of that first meet. And that really brings us to the ultimate goal here. This isn't about being the loudest person in the room or desperately trying to get attention. It's about shifting from a seeking energy to a magnetic one. You become noticed not because you're trying to be, but because you are steady, calm, and confident. Attraction just becomes this natural byproduct, not some kind of performance you have to put on.
In fact, let's try it right now. Wherever you are, just do this with me. Take 1 slow, deep breath. Good. Now, relax your shoulders, let them drop, And finally, just find a spot in front of you and hold your gaze steady for 2 seconds. Feel that? That tiny little shift in your physical state? That's the feeling of being grounded. So, I'll leave you with a question. What's the one micro habit you're going to test out first? The grounding breath, the steady eye contact, or the calm hands? Drop a comment below. Just type breath, eye, or hand. I'm curious to see which one you're going to master.
If you want more practical skills that can really change how people see you and treat you, make sure you subscribe. And remember, the most powerful person in the room isn't the one who talks the most, it's the one who doesn't have to. Thanks for watching.